These are words of wisdom to those who seek wisdom. There's only one thing, and here's you. Any choice, decision you make today, you're actually making a choice and a decision of your tomorrow. So each time you make a decision today, think of tomorrow. Amen. Siyabonga Baba. Well, masinyane nje si. Let me just also speak like a father. Amen. Nilalele ke bazalwane. Engicela ukuba la ekhaya sikwazi. Let me start by saying, nobody is irreplaceable. Can I say it again? No one is irreplaceable. Everybody can be replaced by God. Even as emsebenzini, don't ever think musebenza for 20 years emsebenzini, no one can replace you. They may struggle to find a person like you, but eventually they'll find someone who can be able to produce the product that you used to produce. I've said some weeks ago, there is going to be some change like I've been loving people, beggars labantu, until whatever that is happening is right. When you start disciplining people, then people say you are wrong. Amen. One, I see, you can see, we sound like beggars labantu. Amen. Amen. 2, we're coming with leadership. 3, we're coming to members. City, 30 years next year. I want to see people who are genuinely loving this church. People who are matured. I want to see people who are saying, Mabetu, that is Tolegamurata. They must understand they have to write the test because there is nothing oyenzayo ungabhali test yalento ishoyo. Amen. Mawumile la sithi shono ukuthi mfakela ne ring uthi I'm going to be your husband. I will die for you. I will kiss your feet. I will do this. Understand what you don't say this thing, there's a test for that. Anything you must understand there will be a test for it. Amen. I think you know there's people who have been saying, let me say this. I've been saying this many years. Nobody can impress me. And don't even try to impress me. Whatever that you're doing, do it for him. I need no one to impress me. Because when you try to impress me, you are going to fail too. Amen. Whatever that you are doing, do it for the Lord. And do it faithfully for the Lord. Don't do it for me. Amen. Sengizama ukusiza nalabo abantu abazi ukuthi mengingekho bangeza esontweni. Awukhonzi mina. Ukhonza uNkulunkulu through me. I'm here as a vessel. You can't stay away from church because angikho. Amen. Sizwana ithando zami. Thank you. Namhlanje ngikhulume, I'm not going to preach ngizokhuluma lento bengiyikhuluma angixale la kwimbokodo. I will be doing injustice uma ngaphela lenyanga ngakhulumanga umakhosikazi la ekhaya. As a father in this house. Because as a father in this house, all the ladies malaika, they must understand what is that I believe. There's 2 things we told I believe. There are laws and statutes. Imithetho nezimiso. Umthetho uyachange. Izimiso has changed. Kukhona izinto uNkulunkulu ayimisile ezingeke zachange noma ingabe iyathanda. Kukhona imithetho uNkulunkulu ayibekile ezohamba eminye change. Ngenxa yezizukulwane. That's why we have the Old Testament, we have the New Testament. That's why we need to understand. We need to understand that today's generation, what type of a generation we have today. There are certain things that work for us in that generation that cannot work in this generation. Namhlanje intombazana eshadile namhlanje angeke uyilebele uyitshela ugeza inyawo zendoda. Ngoba kutshela kodwa ngikwazi ugeza inyawo zomuntu onukayo inyawo. Akayigeza inyawo zakhe. Marizolo mama bethu betshela ugeza inyawo zikababa hamba ugeza inyawo zikabani. But today things have changed. There are certain things that we cannot tell abantwana bethu ekade ziwumthetho izolo. Namhlanje things have changed, but kukhona into ezimisiwe ezingeke zachange. Number one, into emisiwe engeke yachange is our culture. A culture cannot change because the very same God that we serve, he will always work through culture. Yalabo bantu. You take culture, especially, see, listen, Basalan, with women, culture does not work. With men, culture works. You take culture away from a man, you confuse a man. But when women are given skills of being able to adapt, know how to migrate. I was saying umadoda ushada nomfazi for 15 years. Umoya uya kubo uhlala dining room. For 15 years ungangena ekamereni la kamamezala wakho. Mariana for 15 years abe engene 60 times ekamereni la kamamezala wakho. Ngoba uyakwazi yena uku-adjust ukungena endaweni eyithile. A woman is easy to migrate and to adapt. Indoda ibanzima. Sesizona basolwa. So that is why it's an easy thing ukuthi umuntu wesifazana engumzala namhlanje abe uMuslim kusasa. Obeshade nendoda eMuslim. It's a simple thing. But it's a difficult thing for indoda yomzalwane ishade nomu nkosikazi weMuslim ijike ibe yiMuslim. It's not, because it's not an easy thing. So understand that, bazalwane, there are certain things ezimisiwe ezingachange eziyimiso zikaNkulunkulu. Those things, they're very crucial as black people that we need to understand. Now, uma ngizokhuluma nabantu besifazana ngicela sivule incwadi 1 Timothy chapter. I'm not too sure which direction I'm going to take because bengifuna ukucedelela my teaching of understanding the spiritual gift, but now kusengizithola sengikhuluma ngembokodo. Amen. You need to understand eBhayibhelini there are good women and there are evil women. Makhosikazi wathi amen. Ngithi eBhayibhelini kukhona amakhosikazi alungileyo namakhosikazi anjani? Okay. Angikhulume namhlanje ngamakhosikazi angalunganga. I'm not going to talk about the wicked. Let me just talk about in 1 Timothy chapter verse 8. Thank you. Ladies, let's do this. This is a house of God. And in the house of God, there's no democracy. In the house of God, we understand how God created us. And in our creation, we need to understand the purpose of God for creating me as a man and for creating you as a woman. So that as a woman, you have to understand you are here to fulfill the purpose, the plan, and the will of God through your life. Are we together? As a what? as a woman, you are here to fulfill the purpose of God, not your purpose, because you didn't create yourself. Are we together? Not your purpose, but His purpose, because it is He who created you. Now, anything that has been created by somebody, the person who created the thing, he will always create the thing for a certain purpose. Answer this one. But immediately when you are using a thing for a wrong purpose, you are abusing the thing. Amen. Right. Angazi namadoda khona ngithi ngoba namadoda futhi understand. Listen, if indoda yakho iza kule nkonzo ezasekuseni indoda ayichange then thandaza. Amen. Because I'm honest with you, I'm trying my best to bring the order of God. Ngikhathele ilento yabazalwane engenayo order. Ngikhathele ilezinto zabazalwane eziconfuse abantu, ziconfuse nabo abazalwane. We need to come back to the order of God and understand God's order, and we follow the order of God, then we'll have peace. Let's look. Funda Baba, verse 8.
Chapter 2, verse 8. Therefore, I want the men everywhere to pray, lifting up holy hands without anger or disputing.
Asiyeke lapha sikhulumile namadoda la kade ngeke uzozithengela iCD noma uzozithengela iDVD ngoba ngeke ngiphinde into yesibili ngenxa yakho ungafuni ukuze enkonzweni zamadoda. It's not my fault, it's your fault. Amen. Lithi yonke indawo indoda for zithandaza bese iphakamisa izandla ezingcwele ikwazi ukudila nolaka lwayo. Ophethe isizulu asifundele.
Ngalokho ngithanda ukuba amadoda akhuleke ezindaweni zonke.
Amane? Amancane sisinajahi. Amane? Cela besifazane nabathule. Amane? Cela amadoda kuzwakale. Amane? 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 Enze njani? Enze njani? Kuphi? Now listen, this is a setup of the church. Apostle Paul uNkulunkulu umnikeza the model of the church. Says on how to set the model of the church, because the epistles have something to do with the church. Jesus came only for his ministry to demonstrate what the church should do. Okay? Now Paul is bringing the model. Now he is saying here, let every man do what? Pray. Where? Everywhere. Yes, Quebec, Bese, Tini.
Lifting up holy hands.
Baphakamisa izandla njani? Izandla njani? Ezingashaya bafazi.
Without anger or disputing.
Wayijaha ukudlula kule indaba. Why ufuna ukudlula ngespeed le baba? Lifting up the what? Holy hands. This is what the man must do. Izandla zakho azingabi negazi. Izandla zakho azingalwi. But you have to learn to pray everywhere. Sendlula nje ngoba sikhulumile le. Qhubeke bese kuthini futhi? Ngesizulu.
Ephakamisa izandla ezingcwele.
Yes.
Engenalulaka nokuphikisana.
Engenalulaka nokuphikisana, which means you must understand, if you are a praying man, it helps. Listen to me, gentlemen. When a man is praying, whatever that makes you cross, you are able to vent it before the Lord. Uma usufika la ekhaya ulaka lusekho. Ngoba uyakwazi ulikhiphela somewhere. Ngoba la ufuna ulikhiphela khona, ulikhiphela kulo ngaphezulu kwakho. Ngifuna abazalwane please bangizwe because I'm going to say certain things that are just going to not really confuse you, that are going to make you to understand this is the order of God. Every man, above this man there must be God. Under this man there is family. That's why every man, you are a priest, you are a pastor, wako. Mfuna makwesikazi ningizwe. Umyeni wako, kulaba bashadile, ngiyeza next month, inyanga yama singles. Sizoyichaza silungisa nayo leyo. Amen. And you must understand also, for you to find yourself in this singleness, it's not the will of God. The devil is fighting, because the devil understands if you find someone, together you are going to make a good team to defeat him. That's why he will make sure that either he kills men, he leaves you single. This is the strategy of Satan. It is not the will of God for any woman to be single. I remember one of the girls in this church who have been serving God so well. Suddenly at her age, she cried, how can God do that to me? How can I live impile right before him? Lang everything's all shut and ben amantuana for kishis belet. Send pilimpile right. Let me be honest with you. I felt the pain. I really felt the pain. This is the truth. How can she live her life serving God, waiting that tomorrow I'm going to marry, and suddenly I'm told that in the mafibron for keep his belly too. That is why I am looking for a people, a church that is well balanced. When you need to be spiritual, become spiritual, leave the emotions, and start making sure that you are also reasoning. Amen. So that when you are reasoning and ask certain things, then you can be able to go before God and start reasoning with God because of certain things. Because sometimes we believe certain things as well as Satan. And at the same time, while we are serving God, there are certain doors that we don't close. Or Satan basically certain doors to destroy us. Because when you are busy spiritually without thinking, Satan because you are too spiritual. Now let's go back. La iBhayibheli yonke indoda fuze ikwazi ukuthandaza. Every man. Ngifuna abantu besifazana abashadile to hear me. And I'm saying this in this church because I want to bring this order in this church so that we cannot keep on chasing miracles when there is a miracle outcome. Because you don't understand what attracts miracles. It's a man who speaks with God. You as a woman, you have to listen to indoda. Ngokuba iBhayibheli lithi ungunkulunkulu kaAbraham, ungunkulunkulu kaIsaac, ungunkulunkulu kaJakobe, hayi unkulunkulu kaJosefina. I-order kaNkulunkulu ungunkulunkulu kaIsaac, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There's no Sarah, there's no Hagar. Banendawo yabo
la uNkulunkulu afuna basebenzisa khona. But the first person othi ngiba azi uNkulunkulu ubaba la ekhaya zazi uNkulunkulu wakhe bese introduce uNkulunkulu wakhe la ekhaya. Lo mama nabantwana bamazi uNkulunkulu kaBaba.